Okay, good morning. If you can believe it, it is October 3rd in Wisconsin. It is ridiculously warm for October, but I assure you it is in fact October 3rd. It is Tuesday, and that means it is time for another WiLS Taco Tuesday. So thank you all so much for joining us and for watching or for watching the recording. We have 4 presenters on deck for today. I am excited to be joined first by Ani, coming to us from Morningstar. Ani, are you ready to kind of take the reins?
Yes, I'm ready to go.
All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that you take over.
Thanks, Jeff. So my name is Fanny Coop Opportunities, and I am the sales director for Morningstar Investment Center, which is a database that we have for public and academic libraries. We recently relaunched the database last month to all of our clients. So we have the same great research and data that our users are accustomed to, but in a new modern interface that's easier to navigate. And we've made a lot of updates to our tools so that they're a little bit more streamlined. So we're really excited about this update. So the Investing Center, we have the left navigation bar where you can click on a specific section to jump to that area. And we have the search bar in the top right. So the search bar previously only allowed for users to check for a security by name or by ticker symbol. We now have keyword search available within the search. So that's a great feature. If you wanted to come and, let's say, look up, 529 college savings plans, you could click 529 college savings, click see all results. And then from here, you're able to click on the results, select relevance, or sort by date, newest, oldest, or the date range. So we want to look at like the newest articles, information, 529 college savings. We're able to do that. So if a user were to come previously, the tools were kind of hidden within certain sections. So like if you went to stocks, that's where you would find the stock screening tool, fund screening tool, etc. We've really streamlined those tools. So if you come to the database, you can go directly to a specific tool if you wanted to screen for stocks, funds, ETFs, or closed-end funds. So you can narrow down investment options within those investment types. So if you go to the screen tool, you're now able to select the investment type that you would like to screen for. So we went to the screen for mutual funds. And obviously the search criteria and information may change slightly from investment type. We could click on search securities, and this is where you could enter like a keyword. So in search securities, the keyword might be that you're only looking, let's say, for mutual funds within a specific fund family. You would able to, you can input that fund family name, let's say, and keyword, and click apply. And the tool will bring up a list of funds that have fidelity in the name. Then you can also input additional criteria, whether it's like performance metrics, Morningstar category, operation information. So if we only wanted to look at United States-based investments. And available for sale, let's say, in the US. We can make that selection. And then we could also add in like performance metrics. Let's say if you wanted to add in Morningstar ratings to only look at, silver and gold mutual funds. That's a forward-looking projection, as well as past performance with the star rating. We could click apply. It'll let us know that with the screen that we created, there's only 3 securities that pass our screen. From here, a user is able to easily click on a fund that they're interested in learning more about, and go to the in-depth research page for that particular fund. And here a user can conduct like the in-depth research that's available for funds, stocks, and ETFs. The nice thing with the new version is previously we had data and research on US-based investments, as well as some Canadian data for Canadian ETFs and stocks. Now with the new interface, we have access to our global data and research that is available. So from here, again, you could scroll through to get the in-depth research for the stocks, funds, or ETF. In this case, it's a mutual fund. Not really much has changed with the data and research that's available within the individual investment pages. Sometimes a key design feature might change a little bit, the layout might change a little bit, but for the most part, all the data and research that was previously available for stocks, funds, or ETFs is still available in the database. Going back to our screen tool, if we click the back button, it'll take us back to the screen. You're able to also view the various data here, so you can see like different data sets. So currently it's showing us like an overview. You could click on performance data, price data, and sustainability data. And also the ellipses here in the far left, if you click on this, it will allow you to add to the compare tool. So you can compare investments side by side. And that's the nice thing is as we streamline these tools, is that you could also add investments to compare at many different points throughout the database. So even if, let's say, we were on the research page for this fund, you have the option here of opening this related panel here in the right, and then you would be able to add it to compare. In this case, we already added this one, so then you could go to the compare tool directly from here to get a side-by-side comparison of these two mutual funds. If you already knew the investments you wanted to compare, you could quickly access the tool from the tools bar in the left-hand side. So from here, you're able to just get a quick side-by-side view of some performance metrics for these two funds. You can click download and you can download the data to a .csv file. 529 Plan Center, this is something new that we added. We've always had research on 529 plans. So you're able to access like the landscape report if you search for 529 plans. Every year, Morningstar does an annual study every October, November. It should be coming out later this month for the best 529 college savings plans. So that's where you'll find that information under like Morningstar Insights and our articles and videos. But for here, the map will allow you to either click on a state or use the drop down to select a state to see the plans that are available within your state. So let's say we clicked on Illinois. You can scroll down and see that there's two 529 college plans that are available in Illinois. We can select a plan and it will take us into the research page for that plan. So here again, you can conduct your research for those specific 529 college savings plan. And you're able to click the download button in the top right, so you could download a PDF of this report. The chart tool, this is something where you're able to chart performance for a stock, fund, or ETF. When you are within a research page for a company, let's say we were in the research page for Apple, it does give you the option to view the chart for Apple while you're here. So you do get a quick look at how the company is performing for the day and trading for the day. But if you wanted to get more in depth, in the top right of these reports, there's this little chart icon. If you scroll over, it says view and chart. You can click on this and it'll take you to that chart. So you can access the chart tool either from the left-hand sidebar or when you are within an investment. And from here, you're able to still customize this chart by date range, frequency, add in securities to compare to Apple. And then also add in like events for like dividends, earnings, splits. And we could go to, let's say, like a 5-year term here. We're able to see the information. If you click on these table option, it will provide the data in a table format so that it's easier for you to view. Calendar is something new that we added where users are able to track events. So you could track earnings events, stock splits, economic releases, and IPOs. And again, based on date range, you could look in the past or look forward to see what's to come. And then we've added our model portfolios. Morningstar has equity and ETF model portfolios. For equity portfolios, these are actually live money accounts that are owned by Morningstar. So you can view the investments that are within a portfolio by clicking on them. And you can also take action if you were interested in modeling a portfolio after one of these or investing in this portfolio, you would be able to. And from here, again, click on a security to learn more about it. You can click this download button. It will allow you to download, I believe, the first 50 security in holdings into a PDF file. Oh, I apologize. The download will actually the download for the model portfolios will let you create a PDF of the portfolio that you can view and save.
But I feel like everything we told them was fair as well. Like, we've changed our strategy. This is why.
Sorry. I apologize. I don't know where my PDF is popping up and disappearing to. So that's just a quick view of some of the new features that we have available. We still have our investing classroom for financial literacy initiatives. The modules and courses are still the same as they previously were. So a number of self-study courses with quizzes at the end for users to test their knowledge. And we still have all the articles and videos available depending on the topic that you're interested in. Articles and videos are kind of falling within those topics. So thank you for your time today. And please feel free to ask any questions if there are any.
Thank you so much, Funny. I haven't seen any questions come in yet, but I will also say if anyone has any, please do submit them. Also, feel free to reach out to us at WiLS, and we can definitely put you in touch with Funny as well if it's something that she could answer.
But I don't think I'm talking for you.
Thank you. I will stop sharing now and move on to the next presenter. Thank you, everybody.
Hey, thank you so much for joining us. I'm always excited to see what kind of new things you've got to show us. Okay, let me go back to sharing my screen just briefly to get us set up for our next presenter. All right, so joining us next from Scholastic is Tina. Tina, are you there? Are you ready? Hi. All right. Tina, I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that you can take over. And that should be good. Oh, you are muted.
Well, of course I was, because I started my video. So why start the why would I do that, Jeff? Come on.
I was just talking with some of our other presenters before the session about, despite the fact that it feels like we use Zoom every single day, there's always something where I'm like, oh,
I always forget.
Yeah. All right. Well, we can hear you now, and we're ready to let you take the reins for us.
Awesome. I am going to start my presentation. And then I will share my screen if I know how to do this. Like from the beginning. Awesome. Too many screens up here. All right. So welcome to Scholastic. And for today, I think we're going to be doing Bookflix. Scholastic has many programs, and we partner with WiLS to make WiLS members purchase of these digital programs completely seamless. You can get a complimentary subscription of the program to try it out, share it with other staff members, share it with students, share it with parents, and gauge feedback on all of your digital programs to see if they're going to be a fit for you. Once you get that complimentary subscription and you tell me that you're interested in purchasing a digital program, I then partner with WiLS and let you do your actual job And WiLS and I will partner together and get the quote added to your My WiLS portal. You can take care of the purchase right within there. WiLS then sends me the order and I take care of all the background setup and everything else until it comes to your username and password. So we're looking at Bookflix this time, and we all know that young readers often show a strong preference for fiction or nonfiction books, but learning to comprehend both is vital to their success as students and as readers. With Bookflix, you can help every learner discover the joy and the value of fiction and nonfiction while improving their comprehension of both. Let me show you how. So what is Bookflix? Bookflix is a digital literacy platform that pairs video storybooks from Weston Woods with thematically related ebooks from Scholastic. Video storybooks bring classic fiction stories to life with celebrity narrators and colorful animation.
Tina,
Nonfiction ebook.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to make sure that if you're sharing the screen, we're not seeing it yet. I don't know.
Oh, no.
We should be, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I also, it sounded like maybe we should be seeing it.
Yeah, you should be seeing it. Let me go back. Can you see it now, Jeff?
Yes, looks great.
Okay. So this is what you missed. Let's go back a few. You just missed. Oh, we did miss a few. All right. Introducing Bookflix. What is Bookflix? Pairing fiction with nonfiction. Literacy platform, blah, blah, blah. We'll cover all of this again, so you're not really missing much. I think we were right here, though. So the nonfiction ebooks expand on the story and provide a natural springboard into deeper learning. When students are done reading, they can put their knowledge to the test with activities that build comprehension, vocabulary, and other critical skills. By combining fiction videos with nonfiction in one program, Bookflix will build engagement, reading skills, and real-world knowledge at the same time. Bookflix is also super flexible and easily fits into part of the school day. It's perfect for whole class, small group, or independent reading. It also supports Spanish language students with select pairs available in both English and Spanish. With its 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week access on any device, it's ideal for family engagement, summer learning, and extended day programs. Speaking of educators, Bookflix provides all educators with a wealth of materials to strengthen and hone essential reading skills. Digital tools and lesson plans give students the opportunity to apply and strengthen comprehension strategies like making predictions, summarizing, sequencing, and so much more. Perhaps the most powerful skill-building component of Bookflix is the read aloud. And while we're not here to replace the teacher-led read aloud, Bookflix can enhance reading aloud in ways a traditional book simply can't. As our professional narrators model fluent reading, words on the screen are highlighted, reinforcing spelling and pronunciation. And the movement of our video storybooks improves the student's understanding even more, thanks to a closer match between verbal and nonverbal information. I want to talk quickly about the value of the read aloud itself. Research shows that listening to others read aloud helps build a foundation for literacy and an appreciation for how stories are written. In fact, read alouds have the power to increase reading accuracy by 52% and increase recall by 40%. Research shows that read alouds expand vocabulary, increase reading speed, and allow students to comprehend 2 grade levels above their reading level. Also, because we have factored in different types of learners, Bookflix read alouds not only cater to visual learners, but auditory learners as well. Research has additionally shown that 27% of K through 12 population are auditory learners, and 85% of what we learn by listening. And who better to model that fluent reading than amazing voices featured in Bookflix? Your students will hear stories by Meryl Streep, James Earl Jones, Stanley Tucci, Cheech Marin, and many more. Every time you log into Bookflix, it's like inviting a celebrity into your, my screens are flipping, into a celebrity guest to read to your class. And now my screen won't flip. Oh, I don't know what's going on here. Sorry for the delay here. Let's get back to where we were. All right. As I mentioned before, Bookflix technology-enhanced books can improve children's comprehension and understanding even more than traditional books because of the closer match between nonverbal and verbal information, especially when it comes to movement and animation. Each frame of our video storybooks illustrates the oral narration in a time-linear manner and then pictures lacking movement. And it's been proven that higher correspondence between words and pictures leads to deeper comprehension. All of these unique Bookflix features work together to encourage students to read more each and every day. Studies show that students who read 1 minute a day will be exposed to 8,000 words per year and score in the 10th percentile on standardized tests. A student who reads 5 minutes a day will be exposed to 282,000 words per year and score in the 50th percentile on standardized tests. A student who reads 20 minutes a day will be exposed to 1.8 million words per year and score in the 90th percentile on standardized tests. In order to bring those benefits to as many children as possible, Bookflix strives to offer strong foundation in English for children whose primary language is Spanish. Children who are learning English as a second language are more likely to become readers and writers of English when they are already familiar with vocabulary and concepts in their primary language. With many fiction and nonfiction pairs in Spanish, children build essential reading skills in their first language. These pairs are ideal for children in dual language immersion classrooms. Bookflix includes more educator resources such as downloadable family letters, student engagement worksheets, and more to encourage use in the school and home. Plus, our educator resources section includes lesson plans, suggested teaching activities have been created specifically for each fiction and nonfiction pair. Our goal is to provide families with support that they need to create space for learning and literacy at home. With 24 hours a day, 7 days a week access on any device, including a smartphone, Bookflix brings the joy of fiction and nonfiction reading everywhere. We also offer a complete suite of digital programs, with Bookflix being the start. Trueflix and ScienceFlix are a great addition to any Bookflix program, as the programs all follow the same suit. All of these digital programs are available to all WiLS members at a drastic discounted price. This brings us to the end of the Bookflix overview. If you have any questions, please contact me. I'd love to demo the program for you and also offer you a complimentary subscription for any of our digital programs.
Thank you so much, Tina. We do so much work together on Scholastic materials for our K-12 members, but it's so rare that I get to actually see what the resources really look like and how they're used. So that's so it's fun, and it's a treat for me to see you kind of talk about Bookflix today and the other resources that you showed us. So thank you so much.
Anytime you want to walk through them, Jeff, just call me. I'll give you a demo.
All right, I appreciate that. I'll take you up on that.
Awesome.
Well, thanks again for joining us for Taco Tuesday, Tina.
Thank you, Jeff.
All right, why don't we get ourselves set up for our third presentation for today? And joining me from EBSCO is Paula Brewster. Paula, are you all ready to go?
Yep, I'm ready to go. So
All right.
good morning, everybody. Almost noon, I guess. All right, I'm going to share my screen, hopefully. And can you see that, everybody?
Yep, we can see the PowerPoint.
Okay, wonderful. So today I thought I'd give you a quick review of our magazine archives. For those who are interested in looking at our archives, it's a great way to get access to a number of magazines that are cover to cover in key areas of research for your students. The benefits of magazine archives, here are a few. So it gives your researchers a unique historical perspective of the 20th century. And it eliminates time spent retrieving from the shelves. It fills in the gaps for missing, lost, or damaged issues. That happens a lot. This is something I hear about often when I'm visiting libraries, that they're looking at making more space available for their students, so it frees up valuable library shelf space. This is an opportunity to use one-time funding. Hopefully that happens occasionally for all of you. And you can enjoy perpetual access to the magazine archives. And it gives you deep coverage back to the very first issue of that magazine. So one of the things I did mention is, getting your space back in the library. And this is one of the things that I think a lot of our libraries are considering as they look to the future. And it's an easy way for your students to get access to those valuable collections that you will be able to offer. So for instance, when you look at some of the various magazines that are available, you can see the number of issues that are available for some of these, including Bloomberg Business Week with over 4,600 issues, or Life magazine. Some additional magazines that you will be able to see the coverage for 8,000 issues for the Nation, Time magazine, U.S. News and World Report, etc. So here is an example of some of the various multidisciplines that you can purchase. For instance, Time magazine dated back to 1922. This archive goes to 2000. The Architectural Digest, 1923 to 2011. Life magazine, 1936 to 2000. People, one of my favorites, 1974 to 2000. Sports, 1954. And Ebony, 1945 to 2014. And here are a few more from the multidiscipline magazine archive selection. Esquire, Maclean's, The Atlantic going back to 1957, Vanity Fair, The Nation, just a number of really great resources that you might like to have available for your students. If you are working a lot with business students, we have a great selection of business magazines that you might like to consider, including Business Week, dating back to 1929. Forbes goes back to 1917, and Fortune back to 1930. These are the top 3 U.S. business magazines. So if you are searching within one of these magazines, you can enter the DUNS number or the Dun & Bradstreet number or the North American Industry Classification System code and find that information within these journals. If you have a lot of students who are looking at advertising as part of their future career, you can access great resources like Time, Life, Architectural Digest, People, Fortune, and this is just giving you the story of all of the changes that have happened with the Ford company and their advertising. And again, if you're doing research on gender studies, if you look at the past years, you can get a good idea of what was going on in the past for gender equality, LGBTQ rights, evolution of feminism, body image, women in sports, women in politics. Another research area is our political world and political events and how things were covered back years past. It's crazy now. So what was it like in the past? Elections, wars, political leaders, conventions, government policies. If you're interested in ethnic research, you can find information in these great resources that will cover race, religion, ethnicity throughout the 20th century in regards to affirmative action, civil rights, discrimination, race relations, societal racism, and how has it changed over the years. So this is a quick review, and if you do have any questions, please feel free to ask Daniel Herrick, who is my partner in crime. Daniel and I are work together. He is actually chained to his desk, I like to say, in New Hampshire, near our headquarters, near Ipswich, Massachusetts. And I travel throughout the state of Wisconsin. I'm sure I know all of you who are attending. And if you do want more information about our archives, you can simply click onto this link below, and it will take you to our EBSCO archive page where you can gather information about all of the available archives from EBSCO. And that's it for me, Jeff. Thank you.
Thank you, Paula. It's always a pleasure to have you here. You can't help but think of all the various use cases for these magazine archives when you're talking about it. And I think it goes way beyond like history class. Like you said, you outlined use cases in political science programs, gender and studies programs, or LGBTQ studies programs. I can see, I mean, these magazines are so, art is such a huge component of the magazines,
Yes.
right? So if you're in a photography program,
Right.
art program, there's like so much you can mine out of these things. So
Yeah,
I think it's just
absolutely.
great. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
sharing that with us, Paula.
Yep, thank you. And I really appreciate your time.
Okay, so let's share my screen one more time to prepare us for our fourth and final presenter. We're running a little bit ahead of schedule, but I don't think that's a problem. Julie, are you ready to take over here?
Yes.
All right, so Julie's joining us from Docuseek, and I'm gonna stop talking so that you can take over. I'll start sharing my screen too.
Okay, thanks, Jeff. Okay, can everyone see my first slide?
Yep, looks good.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, Jeff, for having me today at Taco Tuesday. My name is Julie Wang, and I represent Docuseek, an educational streaming platform, and I will discuss our K-12 options. For those of you that don't know, Docuseek is a streaming platform. It was founded by two very longstanding distributors in the industry, Icarus Films and Bullfrog Films, a little over a decade ago. And so we currently, actually a couple years ago, we launched a K-12 program within the Docuseek collection. But today I'm just going to give you a very quick overview for those of you who don't know Docuseek. So we are an academic streaming platform. And as I mentioned, we're independent social environmental documentary films, all exclusive. They're very highly curated. So we kind of see what's kind of trending or out there, and the needs of students, and we make sure to curate the best films. And the way that our model works is that we represent, at this point, over 25 well-established educational distributors. So our platform is a combination of those 25 distributors, and we are growing. And currently we are at 2,400 titles, the entire Docuseek catalog. This is a pretty long slide, but I just kind of wanted to show you that we're pretty competitive in terms of our platform and our streaming features. A couple of questions that we always get asked is, once you license the title, which I'll get into in a second, it is unlimited access on your school or campus. Mark records. We work with discovery tools. We have closed captioning, transcripts. And I would say the best way to try us out is we offer free 30-day trials. And that's as if we're subscribing to our entire catalog, and we can set that up for you any 30 days that you wish. And these are some of the subject areas of our documentaries. We do try and, hit almost every major academic subject area. I would say our strongest are sustainability, global studies, mental health. We have a strong ethnic studies collection. So basically, all the areas that we hope that you can use at your institution. And I like to kind of put this up, just another question we always get asked is, well, how can we use your films? This is a content calendar and that we provide to all of our subscribers, kind of to give you ideas. Obviously right now we're in October, so Indigenous Peoples Day is coming up. And we, have curated emails that we send out to, to remind you, hey, this, certain celebration is coming up. Here are the films that you can use. Obviously, March is a big one, Women's History. Sorry, I'm going backwards. February, Black History. So basically, going in terms of, how our films are used, this is can give you some ideas on how you can use them in the classroom. As I mentioned, our catalog is made up of at this point a little bit over 25 distributors. These are kind of some of our bigger ones. When we Make Movies, Collective Eye, as I mentioned, Bullfrog Films and Icarus Films are our founders. So their entire catalogs are on Docuseek, and with these other distributors, it's a selection, of their strongest titles that are that we can acquire exclusively. Kind of as a side note, we do offer non-exclusive titles, but those are either included with subscriptions or they're priced differently. So we understand if certain titles are overlapping, we do offer, I guess, a discounted rate, or we include them as bonus content. But these National Film Board of Canada, so these are kind of our main distributors that we work with. So I kind of wanted to jump a little bit to the side, and I mentioned our Docuseek catalog has about 2,400 titles, and we are we also offer what we call add-on collections that are just that. They're add-on. They're not included in the Docuseek catalog if you subscribe. So we offer these distributor collections as an add-on. And one of them is Good Docs. If you haven't heard of Good Docs, they have highly sought after films. This year that they acquired Navalny, which won the Best Featured Documentary at the Academy Awards. So they're a pretty well established and strong independent distributor. So they are considered an add-on collection. And another add-on collection we just launched a couple weeks ago is Progda. They specialize in Latin American content. They are actually half documentaries, half fiction or narrative, as we call it. So they are a new distribution partner, and their entire catalog is available also as an add-on. So going back to Docuseek, we do acquire films year-round into our main collection. We update our catalog, I would say, every quarter. So every 3 months is when you can purchase or see new content if you're a subscriber. And this is just a visual of the types of films, documentaries that we acquire. I keep mentioning our 2,400 title collection. So we call that the Docuseek Complete Collection. Currently, we are in our 3rd edition. We hope to launch our 4th edition sometime in 2024. And that's our primary subscription, where you get the whole catalog. And the couple of add-on collections I mentioned can be, if you're a subscriber, we do offer, various discounts. And of course, through WiLS, there's, you can take advantage of any discounts there. But the way that our primary subscription works is 1 year or 3 year. Life of File selections are basically included. So basically, at the end of the subscription, you get to keep a certain number of titles, which we think is great if you are in collection development. You get something from your 1 year or 3 year subscription. And then, of course, we do offer our films at Life of File. So you can actually purchase the entire Docuseek catalog for life of file, which basically means, I guess, in perpetuity, but for as long as a file format can live on the Docuseek platform. So as I mentioned, Docuseek started as primarily a higher educational content provider. And a couple years ago, we started curating for K-12, and we've seen great interest. It started at 300 titles, and I'm happy to say that we're now at 400 titles. So, obviously some of the content in the academic geared towards academics would not be appropriate for K-12. So that was one of the driving factors in why we kind of created this subset. And, we're constantly adding titles. If a certain title is not appropriate, we'll remove it. So we really listen to our customer base to see what, what they're looking for. And that K-12 collection is available for 1 year, 3 year, or life of file. And if you can see the URL, that is the direct link for you to take a look at the titles on our website. So kind of across Docuseek, whether it's the add-on collections, or films from our main collection, we have these other licensing options, which is you can license individual titles anywhere on our website. So that's an option where you can just license for 1 year, 3 year life of file. We also have a 1 week and 1 semester option, but most people tend to do 1 or 3 years. But that's also an option, is that you don't have to subscribe to the whole catalog or the add-on collections. You can just try us out by licensing individual titles. And if you're kind of on the fence, we also offer tokens, and tokens are a great way to purchase, to pre-buy at a lower price point per title. And for K-12, that price point starts at 10. For higher ed, it starts at 15. And that's tokens is exactly, how that sounds. You purchase, let's say 10 up front, and then throughout the year, as you get requests for certain titles, you can redeem those as you go. And the great thing about tokens is you can mix and match. You can buy, 2 1 year, 5 3 year, the rest life of file. The other thing that's great is the term of the token starts on the day that you redeem them. So even though if you buy 10 tokens today, in 2 months you want to redeem a 1 year token, that 1 year starts from that point. And we also offer on our website, you'll see some ideas for what we call thematic sets, samplers, series. That's if you are just interested, let's say in one distributor, we can give you a special price on their films. If you just want the environmental collection, we're happy to accommodate you and provide custom quotes. And so just to kind of end things, if we offer mostly for subscribers, but these are on request as well. We have physical and electronic marketing materials that you can use online, or physical materials that you could hand out. So this is just kind of sample of what those would look like, and they're all customized. You can all customize them to your institution. And we also have postcards, physical postcards that we can send you. And you can see here, this one is branded University of Oregon. So, we're more than happy to accommodate your school. And we also have something called Shelf Talkers. And if you don't know what Shelf Talkers are, this is a visual, to encourage, once you buy, a Docuseek subscription, to encourage people at your school to, students and teachers to use them, you can insert these Shelf Talkers into the bookshelves with similar themes. And that's it. Again, my name is Julie Wang. I am I do handle K-12 I handle all K-12 for Docuseek. So I'm happy to, give my contact information, and feel free to reach out at any time.
Thank you so much, Julie. I love it when you or Elena join us for these sessions because we get to see just the incredible breadth of content that's available from Docuseek. It's always amazing, and I know that kind of streaming media is it just is more and more and more sought out by our members. So I'm really excited to be able to offer Docuseek through WiLS as well.
Great.
Thanks for joining us. Thank you to everyone who is watching, whether you're live or whether you're watching recording. We are always excited to have you here. So thanks for attending. Thanks to our presenters for joining us today. And I'll just wrap up by saying two things. First, try to stay cool. Again, it's this like steamy, hot October weather, classic fall weather in the upper Midwest, but try to stay cool. But more importantly, please do join us again for our next Taco Tuesday, which will be in another 2 weeks on October 17th. Thanks again to everyone here, and I hope you have a great afternoon.